I think a lot of neurodivergent people probably relate to Michael Jackson. I think it's so clear that he had autism. It's absolutely heartbreaking what he endured and what he went through, because he was chronically misunderstood. He was mistreated. He was severely abused by his father. That left deep scars. I haven't done enough of a deep dive to go deep into each chapter of his life, but just on the surface, when you watch videos of him, his soul was so pure and too good for the world. The world did not know how to receive him. He continuously, throughout his life, in spite of how he was being treated by his father, by the press, by the music industry, he knew he had a mission, and he spread the unconditional love he had for people, for the world, for land, for animals. And he was just too pure for the world. The world did not fucking deserve him. He still now is changing the world. Now. Through his music, through the movie that's just come out. I've never seen a legacy as great as Michael Jackson. And for someone to have such intense light, that comes with intense darkness. What he had to endure was absolutely horrific. Horrific. I think so many neurodivergent people can relate to him, because part of being neurodivergent, you are chronically misunderstood, and he spent his whole life being chronically misunderstood. He had such a gift. His gift, he was so talented. It was so natural for him to just be who he was. He was just unbelievably talented, just naturally God-given talent. And that comes with receiving a massive amount of envy, a massive amount of attention. Because you look at him, even looking at videos, yeah, there's something so unbelievably special about him. There's something so unbelievably, his aura is activating. It activates people. It makes people feel something. And I think so many neurodivergent people relate to this. And if you look at his appearance throughout the decades, it makes so much sense to me, because that's a mirror of his pain. That's a mirror of his trauma. I have vitiligo as a result of my trauma. I think he developed vitiligo because of the immense strain his system was under as a result of the trauma that he has endured throughout his life. Vitiligo is an autoimmune condition. One of the reasons it can develop is through trauma, through your body enduring immense pain and trauma. And I think that's one of the reasons why he developed vitiligo. And then, of course, there's so many things that happened to him throughout his life, but so many people judged his appearance, called him wacko jacko, and couldn't see past the appearance. When you are neurodivergent and you are so chronically dysregulated as a result of being abused, as a result of never having your needs met, that's going to show up in your appearance. When someone is that talented, has endured that much pain in their life, carries such intense light, such immense talent, what comes with that is, a lot of the time, especially when you're neurodivergent, especially when you are so pure and you literally do not understand how people can treat others so unfairly, I don't think he could comprehend why he was being treated the way he was being treated, because to him, that's not how he saw the world. He literally saw the world through a child's eyes, through the purity, the innocence, the love of a child. So he physically could not comprehend bad intentions or why people were treating him the way he was being treated, because that's just not who he was. at his core. He was a deeply sensitive person. And all of these things, when you put them all together, it screams neurodivergence to me. Absolutely screams it. If you look at the bigger picture in society, we can zoom this out to talk about society in general, how chronically misunderstood neurodivergent people are, how we are highly sensitive, highly perceptive people. That usually comes with natural God-given talents. But because we carry such light and such purity, that attracts darkness. That light is a moth to a fucking flame. And you can see the pattern throughout neurodivergent people's lives. They say the same things. I was bullied in school. A lot of neurodivergent people have been abused. CPTSD and neurodivergence comes hand in hand. A lot of people might be born neurodivergent and then develop CPTSD as a result, because living in this fucking world as a neurodivergent person is traumatic. But then not knowing you're neurodivergent, that adds to the CPTSD layer. Or you might have gone through trauma and developed CPTSD, because CPTSD does look like neurodivergent traits. There is a crossover, there is an overlap. It is, but you can see the patterns. It's so clear to me how a lot of neurodivergent people have been abused, have experienced extreme trauma, have been chronically misunderstood in their life. They are so innocent and so pure. Our spirit is very childlike. Our natural energy, our natural personality is incredibly childlike. And people fucking hate that. They can't stand it. They cannot stand it. It's like it enrages something within people, where they physically want to hurt us, they want to harm us. And I can see this pattern in Michael Jackson's life. You can see it. It's so clear to me. And then his appearance throughout his life, throughout the decades, I'm like, yeah, no fucking shit, he looks like he did in the end. Because that's a mirror of his pain. That's a mirror of his trauma. And I relate so much to Michael Jackson. If you saw pictures of me throughout my life, my appearance was a mirror of my pain. My appearance was a mirror of my trauma. As the pain got greater, my appearance looked crazier. It did, it looked crazier. I've been judged my entire life because of how I looked, but no one saw the pain behind my appearance. No one saw that. And I'm not looking for sympathy, but I'm just saying how much I relate to Michael Jackson. And I think so many neurodivergent people probably do as well, because to us, his life, his appearance makes so much sense, because we've lived that. We've lived through that. We've lived through being chronically misunderstood. We've lived through people abusing us, bullying us. We've lived through wanting to hide. So you know how Michael Jackson would wear sunglasses and face masks? He wanted to hide. He didn't like being perceived. That's a massive, massive indication of being neurodivergent. I used fake tan and caked myself in makeup to try and hide. And I know it's so counterintuitive, because that draws so much more attention to you when you're orange. But the psychology behind it was, I want to hide. And it was kind of like a mask, using fake tan, because it was a layer between me, my internal world, my internal turmoil, and the outside world. And you can't relate unless you've lived it. And I think a lot of neurodivergent people have lived this, and it makes sense. We understand. To me, Michael Jackson's life makes so much fucking sense. To me, Michael Jackson's appearance makes so much sense. You can see how fucking sensitive he was. You can see how much pain he was in. You can see how taken advantage he was throughout his life. His pure innocence was taken advantage of. And I think so many neurodivergent people can relate to this.